So this is it's a warning to Russia that, if you really want to dance with us, we'll dance, okay? And we have the military backing, the power, both the alliance and the United States to do that.
Ukraine continues to squeeze every possible advantage from its aging Soviet-era jets, proving that innovation can offset numerical inferiority in the skies. The recent strike by a MiG-29 Mu-1 in the eastern sector, where the aircraft delivered French AASM 250 hammer-guided bombs onto a Russian staging area, shows how Kyiv has turned its air force into a precision tool rather than a blunt instrument. By combining Western smart munitions with upgraded MiG and Sukhoi platforms, Ukrainian pilots can launch standoff attacks without flying directly into dense Russian air defense zones. This approach preserves aircraft, limits pilot exposure, and still delivers battlefield-shaping effects at critical moments. Instead of trying to contest air superiority head-on, an impossible task against a larger and better-equipped Russian aerospace force, Ukraine focuses on opportunistic, high-value strikes. These hits support ground forces ahead of major assault phases, disrupt logistics, and force the enemy to constantly reposition assets. In many cases, the psychological effect is as important as the physical damage, reminding Russian units that nowhere near the front is truly safe. The integration of Western precision bombs onto Soviet platforms has effectively extended the life and relevance of Ukraine's fighter fleet, turning decades-old jets into modern strike aircraft capable of influencing the front line far beyond their original design. Another episode of the Russian Junk series. A Russian jet fighter crew died after the ejection system unexpectedly activated while the aircraft was parked in a shelter, according to Russian aviation-affiliated channel Fighter Bomber. Both the pilot and navigator sustained fatal injuries. A state commission is investigating the incident. The incident likely involved either a Su-34 fighter bomber or a Su-24 frontline bomber. Such cases occur due to improper maintenance of the ejection system or accidental activation. In 2021, there was already an incident of unintentional ejection involving Russian pilots in occupied Crimea on a Su-30SM fighter. At that time, the incident occurred during pre-flight preparations. Both the pilot and the navigator survived, but a technician sustained burns. So-called black commanders are confiscating Russian soldiers' salary cards, then sending them to their deaths, failing to report them missing or killed, and stealing their salaries. This scam is reportedly widespread and has prompted many complaints from soldiers. There have been numerous complaints about this practice, which appears to be taking place in many different units on many different fronts in Ukraine. It's possible that some men are deliberately being sent to their deaths so that their commanders can steal their salaries. One example is that of Vladimir Grigorievich Shlyakhtychenko of the 228th Guards Motorized Rifle Regiment, who went missing in action in September 2025. His sister Lyubov says that in their last conversation, he complained that his commanders had beaten him, confiscated his weapons, took his payment card, a car, phones, and documents, and was about to send him on a combat mission unarmed. He has not been heard from since. Rodion Igorovich Shashnin's family made regular bribe payments of 30,000 rubles, $390 a month, known as life support, to his commander to keep him out of assaults. When they stopped the payments, he was sold to the assault unit of another regiment. At this point, according to his wife, he was isolated and his combat veteran ID and bank card were confiscated. He was reported to have been wounded, supposedly refused treatment, and then disappeared. He could not be contacted after that. Artur Alexandrovich Sharonov from the 7th Motorized Rifle Regiment underwent major heart surgery in January 2025, but was then declared fit, brought back to Ukraine in handcuffs, and sent straight into combat. As in other cases, his ID and bank card were confiscated. Anton Alexeyevich Putyatov from the 1435th Motorized Rifle Regiment reported repeatedly being threatened with death by soldiers of non-Slavic appearance if he did not hand over his salary card and PIN. He was told every day, Give me your card, give me your money, give me your PIN. You're about to get hit in the head. We'll break you. We'll wipe you out. Putyatov deserted, fearing that he was about to be murdered. His eventual fate is unknown. Vladimir Dulyanov, a soldier of the 6th Guards Tank Regiment, told his aunt that soldiers are forced to leave their bank cards and PIN codes with their commanders before going on assaults with minimal ammunition and no provisions. Similar reports have been published almost daily for months, indicating how widespread these practices are. Relatives have said that getting access to their deceased loved ones' salary accounts, they have found them empty, with all the money withdrawn after the men's deaths. Such reports highlight how Russian commanders have become accustomed to robbing their men, and are likely making small fortunes by Russian standards. For many in the Russian army, war has become a very profitable business opportunity. Border guards from Ukraine's Steel Border Unit struck a hidden Russian tank in the Kursk direction. A vampire drone team later destroyed a shelter, while FPV drone operators hit an antenna, an ammo depot, and 2 more fortified positions. Ukraine's Steel Border Unit of the State Border Guard Service has evolved into one of the most reliable assault and defensive elements on the front. Operating as light infantry with strong drone integration, they conduct rapid raids, close-range reconnaissance, and precise fire adjustments. Their mobility allows them to plug gaps, reinforce threatened sectors, and support offensive pushes where agility matters more than heavy armor. Kellogg. Russia and its allies can field about 100 fifth-generation fighters. The U.S. can deploy 400 in Europe. It's a warning to Russia. If you want to dance with us, we'll dance. And as a former KGB officer, Putin understands the optics.
With the Russians and the allies in the United States, they can field about 100 fifth-generation fighters. We can field in Europe 400. So this is it's a warning to Russia that, if you really want to dance with us, we'll dance, okay? And we have the military backing, the power of both the alliance and the United States to do that. And it's only dependent on the decisions of the President of the United States. So I'm sure that he noticed that was deliberate. He understands, based on what you said as a former KGB officer, that he understands the optics of the moment. And the optics of the moment were pretty clear, that if you want to engage the United States, this is what we bring to the table.
Russia attacked Okhtyrka in Sumy region with 3 drones. One struck a residential building, injuring 7 civilians. Emergency crews are on site. In Chernihiv, another drone exploded near an apartment block, injuring 3 more, one of whom was hospitalized. Firefighters have extinguished a gas fire caused by the blast.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. He's doing the job every day.